Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Bushnell-Prairie City High School. It's game number 2 of the Spartan Tip-Off Classic as we get ready for the national anthem. And with that, we'll take a quick break as the YouTubes doesn't like that. We'll be right back.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
I see acute injuries on the field. I see ankle sprains. I see ACL knee injuries, as well as in the clinic. It's very rewarding to see them from on-the-field injury to rehab to transition back to their event.
And welcome back, as I was saying. Welcome to the Spartan Tip-Off Classic. Night number 1, game number 2. There's 2 games a night this year here at the Spartan Tip-Off Classic. I'm Dwayne Hulett. John Reynolds is alongside, running the camera for a little bit. I'll take over the camera in the second half. Coach Vass is going to come talk to us from Illini Bluffs as I see him walking this way, as a matter of fact. Drew Watson being announced as one of the starters.
At guard, number 5,
Malachi Conley, another starter for the Bombers.
At center, number 25,
Langdon Lambert. He'll be the center, number 25.
Number 0, Nolan Hoagie.
Nolan Hogue. Called Hoagie.
Number 12, Braden Holthouse.
Braden Holdhouse. The other starter, no surprise there, is a Ford. Braden Holdhouse had an all-career game against Murfreesboro in an IHSA opening round playoff loss earlier this year. Quarterback throwing the football. And the Spartans getting ready to open their season as well here at home in the Spartan Tip-Off Classic. Connor Palm, number 2, one of the starters.
At guard, number 3,
Brock Beekman, number 3.
At center, number 10,
Talon Love, the starting quarterback for the Spartans 8-man team.
At forward, number 15,
De'Arian Ruffin, D. Ruffin, as he likes to go by, number 15.
Forward, number 30,
Connor Upton, number 30, the other starter for the Spartans here tonight. That's how we'll get things going. Coach Vass under the headset with us now. Coach, you guys aren't playing tonight, but you come over to take a look to see what the competition is going to look like.
Oh, for sure. I'm old school. You know, the young guys, they watch your broadcast and NFHS network and stuff. I still like to go see things live. You see things and hear things that you just don't pick up on a broadcast.
There's a nuance, a completely different nuance in person as is on
yes,
TV.
There is. Well, kids are a lot faster in person than they look on the screen.
Yes, there is no doubt. Cars are faster. I do a lot of that stuff in racing as well. As the Spartans get the opening tip after a little struggle. There's Ruffin with it. He's going to go over to Upton. Top of the key. Just underway, first quarter here from BPC High School. Game number 2 of the Spartan Tip-Off Classic. I believe it was your sister was already checking in with us to see if we were going to broadcast the game earlier today.
I think that was my wife checking.
Or was it your wife?
Yep.
I guess that would make sense with the last name being hyphenated. The direction it was, I should say. Yes, your wife was checking in.
Janet Logan Vass.
Yep.
Probably what you saw.
Yep, that is what I saw. I just expected it to be your sister, I guess.
I think she was checking for her twin sister that lives in Mississippi, so they can watch it tomorrow night.
Lambert gives it off to Conley. Conley's right wing or right elbow jumper off, no good. He Lambert gets it back, gives it back, and then Conley's going to lose it. It was tipped away. No, it was not. An over and back violation. It's kind of a hesitation. I was waiting to see if it was tipped or not. They said it was not. So it's a turnover for the Bombers here with 6:59 to go in quarter number 1. No score, as you can see on the scoreboard. And we saw the Cyclones get kind of ran over a little bit, but they played a lot better in the final 3 quarters of that game. And that kind of stuff's going to happen, especially a team that's still kind of young, isn't it?
Well, it is, and especially the first game of the season. I mean, it could happen to us tomorrow night. You never know when kids come out and they have new complexion to their team and new kids working together. You just never know how things are going to go right off the bat.
As we go through here, it's going to be Ruffin with it far side. Talon Love with it down low, spin around, and they're going to call. What are they going to call? Oh, they're going to call him for the hook. It is on Talon Love. It looked like that's what it should have been, a little hook and more or less a charge of sorts, I guess, but a hook.
Offensive foul nonetheless.
That's right. He did put the whole hook around him, that's for sure, but I didn't know if they were going to call it or not. Conley gets up on his tiptoes, and then Lambert looking down low for Hogue throws it away, and it's another turnover for the Bombers, who have turned it over a couple times here. And looks like outside of West Prairie, in the Illini West maybe a little bit, there's the 2 top teams in the tournament last year were Illini Bluffs, your team, and Macomb. There's Watson going to Holdhouse. Whole hesitation. His shot's up and in. First basket of the night, and the season goes to Braden Holdhouse. But what I was going to say is, Coach, you guys are going to have a lot of differences on your team as far as the guy that everybody looked at was Hank Alvey. As Conley gets a steal from Ruffin, goes in, reverse layup off, no good. Holdhouse had to rebound to put back, couldn't finish. But Macomb and you are both going to look a little different, I would imagine, on the floor this year. There's a nice pass down low for Love. He can't finish. Watson comes up with it.
Yeah, we're going to look different without Hank and Wyatt, 6'4" and 6'9" out of the lineup.
And a foul, the first one of the year for the Spartans. It's going to be on number 10. That's his second, actually. Forgot about the offensive foul at the other end. A couple free throws coming for Drew Watson here. His first one rattles around and falls off, no good.
We do return 3 starters, though, in Jaden Washington, Devin White, and Toby Cooper. Guys that have played all 4 years, started right out here at this tournament when they were freshmen. So we still got some kids back, but the complexion of our team is certainly going to be different.
Spartans take a timeout, the first timeout of the contest. We'll keep it here and tell you this game being brought to you tonight by Midwest Ice and Pond Plus. Pond Plus is proud to have served Macomb and the surrounding community for over 20 years, providing cash for most items of value. Pond Plus is the area's largest seller of used items, including firearms. They also provide on-site jewelry repair and cell phone sales and repair. They're open Monday through Saturday. They have a great selection of jewelry, electronics, tools, and video games located at 324 West Jackson Street in Macomb between Airco and Taco Bell. But that's kind of the fun thing about this tournament, isn't it, is Watson shoots the second of his free throws and makes the second one, is you get to very quickly see how teams have changed as they come out to start the year, don't you?
Yes, you and I visit about this about every year. Round robin style, you just want to get games in. You're tired of practicing. Find out where your team is and where everybody else is. And,
Connor Palm's shot's off no good. Sorry about that.
Nope, no, that's fine.
Yeah, you just want to – there's Holdhouse for 3. His shot's off no good. He's got 2 of the 3 points for the Bombers. Now Ruffin with a pass to Beekman, and BPC gets their first bucket of the year. Assist to Ruffin, basket to Beekman. It's 3-2. Down low, a nice pass. Hogue's going to get the bucket. It is 5-2. I forgot to put the free throw bucket made up there. But yeah, every sport is kind of that way, I think. Even when I coached baseball, you get tired of seeing the same players and playing against the same people. There's a steal by Holdhouse. Conley comes up with it. Ruffin picks him up. No fast break opportunity for the Bombers. Conley from about 16 feet. His jumper's off, no good. Hogue with the rebound. Out to Watson. Holthouse, the starting quarterback for the Bombers, on the dribble. There's Langdon Lambert. Watson, under 4 minutes to go now here in quarter number 1. Watson still on the dribble. A little stagnant on the offense, maybe a little bit. Conley puts the shot up, off, no good. Upton with the rebound.
Getting precision on offense is one of the toughest things early in the season. You just have to, again, you have to have competition.
Ruffin has it knocked away by Conley. He's going to go, fakes the pass, puts the shot up and in. Malachi Conley gets his first 2 points of this season. 7 points, 1 bucket by 3 players, and a free throw by Watson. And it's all spread the scoring around. A long 3 by Upton off the front iron, no good. Rebound to Holthouse. That was NBA length, college length for sure. Watson, as they approach 3 minutes to go here in quarter number.
Well,
Watson threw that up. I think he was trying to pass it, and Hogue thought he was shooting it.
Yeah, I think they're definitely looking for that high-low action again still this year. But again, different personnel in there than what they've had with the big guys that they graduated.
Checking in is Isaac Leimbach and number 42, I believe. Let me see if I'm up. 23, excuse me. 23 is Nick Elby checking in. Ethan McKim in the ball game, had it stripped away, gathers it back. A battle on the floor, and they're fighting for it. Well, there had to be a foul or something in there, didn't there? 2:35 to go.
Pretty aggressive.
Holthouse, and also in the game for BPC is number 5, Xander Jones. It looks like he's going to pick up his first foul. Third for the Spartans with 2:31 to go in the first quarter. It's 7-2. Bombers with the early lead here as you're watching Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling coverage of Macomb High Sports on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Nice play. Oh.
And not able to finish was Elby. No, that's not Elby, excuse me. It's Cooper Hobson. That shot's off, no good. Ball tipped around. Hobson comes up with it. And Ethan McKim is going to pick up the foul. It'll be his first, team's 4th. That'll put the Bombers into the bonus the rest of the way here in quarter number 1. 2:10 remaining here in the first quarter. Holthouse at the point with Conley on the bench and Watson on the bench as well. Leimbach reverse layup off's no good. So as you head into this season, have you kept in touch with Hank at all? How's his first season going?
Actually, I visit with Hank via text probably every couple of days. His season's doing well. He's starting for Lehigh. He's averaging about 7 points a game and about 6 boards a game and an assist. So.
And another foul called on Macomb. I believe that one's going to be on number 23, Nick Elby.
They've played at Northwestern and UCLA and Georgetown. He had 14 points and 8 boards and a couple assists at Georgetown, and just has had a great experience so far. And they're getting ready to get into the playing schools more their size here next few weeks.
Jackson Groudage, number 42, into the ball game as well with Jones, McKim, Ruffin. And there with it now, number 20, that is Reese Reynolds. And he gets called for the travel. 1:24 to go in the first quarter. So we mentioned earlier, there's Holthouse on the dribble. Man, a nice little hesitation. He gets a nice layup to fall. That's the first player to have 2 buckets in the game. It's Holthouse with 4 now. 4 points, that is. 9-2 is the score. There really is a difference, isn't there? You can see what plays they run, but you can't get a real feel of how quick they actually are until you see them in person, can you?
That is true, because, again, there's just something deceiving about the video.
Holthouse is going to pick up the foul there. It'll be his first, team's 2nd.
I'll tell you what, you pick up just little nuances, too. The word you used earlier, You hear the coaches barking out things that you don't hear on the video. You hear the kids talking amongst each other, and sometimes it's very revealing and very telling about what they expect out of their teammates. So there's just little things you pick up being live that you just don't pick up on video.
You can't pick up under a headset very well either. So if you want to get out of here so you can watch the game, you feel free to do that. But 54 seconds remaining here as that ball was knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Spartans. Jones to inbound here, roughing with it. Conley back in the ball game. Watson back in as well. Ball kicked away, but no call. Conley behind the back through heavy traffic, and it's going to have it blocked. Shot by Elby was on the rebounds off. No good. Linebach gets it back, and he puts it down and gets it out to Watson. Settles things down a little bit here. 35 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Watson still on the dribble. I don't know if Watson's taken a shot outside of a free throw yet. There'll be 2 free throws coming here. I believe Groudage is going to pick up the foul. See for sure here.
Watson's lack of shooting might be by design, trying to get these other people involved in the game and get their confidence up. I'm guessing him being a veteran player that he is.
Elby shooting a couple free throws here. First one's good.
23, Elby, shooting 2, makes the first.
Beekman and Upton check back in. Jones and Reimolds takes a seat. Palm back in. Ruffin will sit down. 26 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 10-2 is the score. Second free throw by Elby's off, no good. Hobson with the rebound, and it's lost out of bounds. Possession to BPC with 24 seconds remaining. And these situations too, right? Every end of quarter, it's important throughout the year, but it's good to get into these situations against a team that doesn't know what you're going to do too, right?
Exactly. You practice against your own teammates. They kind of know what's coming, and it's kind of hard to meet at half court and do something secretive.
And Upton for a 3.
But you get in live game situations, yeah, you can work on some of those things.
Watson tries to answer with a 3 of his own, unable to do so. That's how the first quarter is going to come to an end, as the Spartans trail the Bombers 10-5, as we'll let you watch the cheerleaders and stay here for the between quarter session here. This game being brought to you by Sports Corner at 124, Macomb's original local sports bar. Sports Corner at 124 with a focus on local sports. Catch WAU games and all area TSSR Game Time live broadcast at Sports Corner at 124, all while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. And also we have the Community News Brief. You can get their 2 editions each week, mailed directly to your home. You can also pick up the midweek bites at a location across McDonough County. Single copies can be purchased as well of the news brief at locations in Bushnell, Colchester, Blandonsville, and of course Macomb. Also want to thank Ronaby Auto Sales with locations in Macomb and Augusta. With 30 years of car sales experience, Ronaby Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson Street, stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris, or visit www.ronlb.com to check out their inventory. It will be Bomber basketball. Watson to inbound to Holdhouse to open the second quarter. And before I forget, I'm going to mark that as well. Well, you know, we talk about every year it seems like teams lose players, and are they going to be as good? And you know, oh, there's a nice little pick, give and go, or it's almost a pick and roll without the ball.
Again, a good high-low action.
Yep. And a
Jeremy Anderson special.
Foul is going to be called on BPC, number 23, Parker Guppy. His first, team's first of the quarter. Holdhouse misses a shot. Hogue with the rebound. Watson looks at the shot, doesn't take it, drives, puts the left-hand shot up. It's off, no good. And Guppy's going to, whoa. Thought he lost. Guppy touched it last, but they said that it was Hogue, I do believe. It'll be BPC basketball, trailing 10-5. Here's we just underway in quarter number 2, 7:38 to go in the first half. Upton will bring it up the floor for the Spartans. But as I was saying, there is, that every team has some changes, groutage with it, and you look at it, and you're like, oh, this team's not going to be as good, or they're going to be better. But, they're high school kids, right? And the coaches have a lot to do with how they change things. And Beekman, a nice look down to Guppy, who can't finish. As you've been doing this for as long as you have, what do you look at from last year's team to a team that you're going to be facing this year to hold house for three? It's off no good. To try and decide what's that team going to look like next year as Hold House gets the bucket.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you have an established program like I have and like Coach Anderson has here, you're always looking down the road 3-4 years, looking at the kids that come in that are going to fit into what your scheme of things are. Now, once in a while, you just kind of graduate everybody and you have what you have. But for the most part, you're always molding and shaping kids to fit into the roles that you're going to need to accomplish the things that you as a coach have established as your priorities and the things that you want to accomplish with your program.
And then as a coach, you're obviously, and a double dribble is going to be called on Groutage right there, a turnover. But as a coach, then you look at your team and you're doing that, but then you're also looking at your opponents, right?
That's correct.
To some extent.
And so sometimes when you're switching coaches, then you'd have no idea what they're going to try and do. But when you're playing against coaches that have been established, even somebody like Blaze at Illini West that's been around just a couple of years, you can kind of start to see what they like to do, the kind of defenses they're comfortable with, and that gives you a little bit of an idea. But that's also why you have to come out and scout, because things do change, personnel changes, injuries, eligibility, all these types of things. Kids move in and move out, so you just never know for sure. So
Conley shot off, no good. It's going to be out of bounds off Beekman, I believe. It'll stay with the Bombers, 6:03 to go. And, injuries and like you said, kids moving. And that's the thing is, there's always that argument about private schools and public schools. You're kind of – and a moving pick called on the Bombers, going to be on number 5, I do believe. That's – no, it's not on number 5. Zero Hogue, excuse me. His first, team's first to the quarter. But you're, I don't want to say stuck, but you have what you have, right?
I always say public school, especially the small ones I've been at, I have what God gives me. And, we make the best we can. But, again, we try to mold those kids into the positions we want them to be in. And it takes a few years sometimes.
There's Palm going up for the shot, off no good. Rebound to Hogue, out like Conley to Hold House. And
those are
not a real
good
good
mistakes
pass.
Right there.
Yeah, trying to, you want to hurry, obviously, but being a little too hurried and seeing something that you'll see a little better later in the year.
Oh,
right?
yeah, later in the year, that'll be a layup.
Ruffin with it. Down low, reverse layup. Counted and a foul as Watson's going to pick up his first foul, I do believe, and the bucket is good for D. Ruffin. It is on Watson, his first, team second of the quarter.
I'll tell you as a coach, though, too, it's also recruiting the right people to work with you. I went after trying to get Trey David and Joe Waters and people like that to help me in my program. And defense is something you can always do. And Trey David is a great teacher of the defense. And that's been a huge thing. It's always been important in my program, but I think it's something that's improved the last couple of years because of Trey.
Holdhouse goes to the rack. He's going to be fouled. I believe it's going to be on McKim. We'll wait and see officially here. It is on Ethan McKim. That'll be his second. Holdhouse shooting a couple free throws here with 5:12 to go in quarter number 2 as we work through the first half. First free throw by Holdhouse is good. He's got 7 points now. Second one's off, no good. Beekman with the rebound for BPC. It'll go back the other way. So I think you still have a Devin White, is that right?
That's correct.
And I expect you expect some good things out of him this year.
Oh, yeah, Devin's going to have a great season as a senior.
Upton hits another triple, his second one. Hit one at the end of the first quarter. He's one of the more athletic kids we're going to see in this tournament, I would think,
yeah.
isn't he?
He's one of the more athletic kids in the Peoria area.
And a foul on the rebound attempt. This one's going to be on Malachi Conley. his first. Team's third of the quarter. And it's 5 players with the Bombers with a foul now. That's all they've got is 5 fouls and nobody with more than 1. BPC has 2 players with 2. Talon Love has 2 and Ethan McKim has 2. There's a steal by Langdon Lambert. His layup is up and in and good. The biggest guy on the floor getting a steal and a layup at the other end. His first 2 of the night. You have to like it when the big guy can dribble well enough to finish that, right?
That is correct. Something, again, we've always tried to find in our program, big guys that can run the floor, both ends.
Ruffin picks up his dribble and not a good spot. They're going to take a timeout. Coach Snyder didn't like that either. A couple subs coming in, Hobson and Elby coming in for the Bombers. A timeout charge to the Spartans. Be their second timeout. 3:59 to go here in the first half. 15-10 is the score. The Bombers with the lead. And probably both teams lost a nucleus of players last year. So a score of 15-10 here in the second half, probably not a surprise as both teams kind of have to find themselves against opponents, don't they?
No, yeah, I'm not surprised. And again, this could be our game tomorrow night. It could be any of the games. First 2 or 3 nights, especially this week, as everybody tries to find their way. Again, defense is something you can sit down and guard, and you can do defensive type principle things. Doesn't require all that ball skill. But the offense, it takes a little while to the timing and the kids, their coordination and just getting that touch on the ball. Like we saw here on a couple of fast breaks that went awry. They had a high-low situation. They threw it clean over the guy's head. All those things. Within a week or 2, those will be cleaned up, and they'll be executing those to perfection.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was going to ask you about. Offense tends to be a little behind defense.
Sure
right?
does. It's hard. It takes you got to have individual skills, and not everybody can do that. Not everybody's talents blend together, but defensively, everybody can play defense, and you can pretty much blend your skills a lot quicker.
Especially if everybody's playing man-to-man like they're playing right here this week,
yes.
In this game anyway. Upton with it, top of the key. Ruffin outside. Watson's guarding him right now. Some high-low action trying to go on for BPC. Didn't work so good. Watson with a steal. Oldhouse on a nice outlet and bucket from Watson to Holdhouse. Holdhouse has 9 points now in the first half. 3:23 to go. And Groudage nearly has it stolen away again. Gives it out to Connor Upton. Palm with it now. Looked like Upton might have switched pivot feet right there, but no call. Groudage is going to try and drive. He puts the reverse layup off, no good. Gets his own rebound. Going to force it back up again. Leaves it short, rolls around the rim. No, Beekman with the rebound. Put back and good. I think Hobson's going to pick up the foul, and if he does, that'll be his first.
And Macomb's getting up and guarding. There's no doubt about that. And BPC's being patient, trying to work, and eventually they get a chance to beat that defense, and they get the putback.
The official had to ask Hobson what his number was. He stepped away, and then Hobson was horizontal to him, and he couldn't read his number. He points at Hobson and says, "What's your number?" And Hobson says, "Me?" Trying to say, that wasn't me.
That was the other guy.
It was somebody else. I didn't do that. But he did give him his number, 22, that's what I'm saying. First free throw's off, no good. Elby with the rebound. BPC 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Leinbach back in the ball game. Oh, a lot of contact. Elby is going to be fouled by Guppy. I do believe it is on Parker Guppy. That'll be his second. Nick Elby back at the free throw line. He shot a couple in the first quarter. Hit the front end of that one as well. He's got 2 points now. Guppy's going to take a seat. Into the ball game is going to be number 24, Ryan Adler. Second free throw from LB is good. He's 3 for 4 on the night, has 3 points. 2:45 to go in the first half. Coach Vass talking to us here, doing a little color commentary, so to speak, with us here for the first half of this one at least. And Coach, the defense really hasn't been bad for either team in this one so far.
No, not really, and especially Macomb. You can see they're up and guarding. They're turning guys, trying to keep them out of the middle. Now they got the ball in the middle there. A couple of times that BPC's gotten the ball in the middle, but they haven't gotten any cutters or anything. As opposed to at the other end, Macomb's exploited the high-low a couple of times.
Hobson's going to pick up another foul as he cleared out Adler, who was going up for the rebound. Hobson has picked up the last two, and he becomes the first player with 2 fouls for the Bombers. A couple free throws coming for Ryan Adler here, as that's the 5th foul of the quarter for the Bombers. Do you like the 5 fouls per quarter thing, Coach?
I wasn't sure about it last year, but as it turns out, I think it's not too bad, actually. You get a chance to reset. It doesn't kind of hang with you if you have a bad first quarter defensively. And then offensively, you got guys who make free throws. If they're going to foul you, you're going to get some points.
Adler misses them both. Watson kicks it out. 3 on the way by Leinbach, way long. I think Ruffin's going to pick up a foul there for BPC. It is going to be on Ruffin. D. Ruffin's going to pick up his first foul. Team's 4th. So the Bombers are going to be shooting free throws the last 2 minutes of this one as well. Holdhouse with it. 2 minutes to go here in the first half of the first game of the season for these two teams. Holdhouse kind of had it knocked away. It went to Watson. He'll try the 3 from the left corner. It's off, no good. Palm with the rebound for BPC. Beekman pushes it back the other way. Drew is a very talented basketball player, but he's not the same kind of shooter that Connor was. He doesn't look to shoot the ball as much as his older brother did.
Right, and that's, again, every kid has their own personality and their own skills and skill set. And again, that's something, again, if you've been around and you watch people, you kind of pick those kind of things up.
Holdhouse with the steal on a Watson in the corner again, other side this time, on the far side from the camera. 1:15 remaining. Watson's going to try the 3 there, and almost on cue, he nails the triple. Watson's going to get his first bucket of the season, his first triple as well. Sports Corner 3 for Connor Watson, and the Bombers lead 22-12. Turnover by the Spartans. Checking in for the Spartans, number 40, Brayton Griffiths. Xander Jones back in. D. Ruffin in. Also number 20, Reese Reimold's back in. It's Watson, Holdhouse, Hogue, Lambert, and Conley on the floor for the Bombers, so it's their starters. Holdhouse kicks it over to Conley. Conley for 3 right corner, off no good. Rebound tracked down by Griffiths. Stolen, but knocked right back to him. He's going to bring it up the floor now. And he overthrows it out of bounds. Was tipped by Lambert, they're going to say, with 34 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, it's a tough situation there for BPC because if they could have got a stop, that 3 that Watson got, could have got a stop there and come down and scored, instead of being 22-12, it could have been more like 19-14 or 15. That's a huge difference.
Yes, it is. And that's the kind of things, as a coach, there's a throw on a skip pass, probably an ill-advised skip pass, and it's going to be turnover and you talk a lot about that. It's a timeout on the floor. Charge to the Bombers, and I'll continue with that since we have this timeout. As they talk about that possession in football a lot, right? And maybe it's not a single possession in basketball, but a small run at the end of a half is really a big deal, isn't it?
Yes, it is, and that's why sometimes fans don't understand a situation like this. You got 29, 30 seconds left. Coach takes a timeout. He wants this going to be his final possession, because he's looking at the fact that he can go up 12. I'm looking for the possession arrow here, but if it's his possession, he get a double score here. He can go 14. All of a sudden, it's 16 points that quick. Starting the third quarter, that can be huge.
Yeah. So and that's the kind of stuff that I think gets lost in basketball a little bit. A 2 or 4 or 6 point run at the end of a half that multiplies into a 2 or 4 run and it opens up a game a bunch. especially against a team maybe that can't shoot threes real well, or early in the season when you haven't got your legs under you yet, or whatever the case may be.
Game of basketball, 8 or 10 point is a comfort, breathing room, whatever you want to call it.
And Upton's going to pick up a relatively silly foul out top, and that'll put Holthouse at the free throw line.
Huge difference between that and being up, 5 or less.
So Holthouse going to pick up the 2 free throw opportunities here. Upton picks up his first foul. Holthouse hits the front end of those. He's 1 or 2 for 3 now. He hit the front end of the first 2 he shot earlier in the quarter. 6 seconds remain here in the half. Second free throw, good as well. So he's 3 for 4.
So Macomb's just got to guard against giving up a silly 3 or a quick score here. They're going to be able to get their wish, especially if they can come out, start third quarter with a bucket or 2. Suddenly just open this thing wide open.
Yeah, in a game that was 15-10 not too long ago.
Yes.
Adler leaves, Beekman back in. It's Griffiths, Jones, Ruffin, Upton.
That kid can hit from deep.
5-4-3. Beekman puts the shot up. Got a pretty good look, really, but couldn't get it to fall, and that's how the first half is going to come to an end. 24-12. The Bombers double up the Spartans here in the first half of play. You're watching Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling coverage of Bomber Sports on TSSR Game Time live from the Spartan Tip-Off Classic at Bushnell-Prairie City High School. We'll take a little break. We'll be back with the second half in about 10 minutes.
And welcome back to halftime. And welcome back to halftime with Milton Griffin, Director of Radiology here at MDH. And Milton, sharp dress, the sharpest dressed interview I think I might have ever done in my life, let alone here at MDH.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Obviously, since you take pride in how you look, you take pride in your department, I would imagine, too, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I appreciate McDonough District Hospital affording me the opportunity to be part of a wonderful organization and a spectacular healthcare team.
Now, when people hear radiology, I think they think x-rays. At least that's what I think. But there's more to it than that, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's predominantly radiology, but we also have MRI, DEXA, and ultrasound. And those areas do not incorporate x-ray. So, but it's incorporated in the radiology department.
So there's obviously a lot that goes on in your department. So there's a lot of areas you have to have some level of expertise, I would imagine, to be able to be the director. What is it, a hospital the size of MDH offering a wide range of available options in the radiology department? What's that say about MDH?
Right. So number one, we have the some of the most advanced level equipment. Number two, we offer a comprehensive array of radiology services, and that speaks volume for a rural healthcare organization, because usually a rural healthcare organization, they offer some services, but it's not comprehensive. But at MDH, we have the ability to offer comprehensive services, as well as the equipment that we have is top of the line.
Now, obviously, radiology is an important part of medicine, but what is it about radiology that drew you to that department?
So when I was in high school, I was in charge of a science project, and one of the books that I was given had a snapshot of a chest x-ray in the upper right corner. And I spoke to my guidance counselor, and she informed me that that's a chest x-ray, and that's done by radiology technology. And that kind of led me down the path of becoming a radiology technologist.
Radiology's changed a lot. I don't know how long you've been in the business, but when my mom was in teens in early 60s, they did x-rays for things that they would never do x-rays for now.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure you've seen a lot of change through the years too, right?
Absolutely.
What has been the biggest change that you've seen?
So I've been in radiology for 47 years, and the biggest change that I seen is leaving the old technology, which was chemistry, film, and very heavy cassettes, and more or less an image taking from the time that the doctor ordered the image, and if he wanted to see it on an acute basis, it was probably maybe 15 minutes. Now, an acute image can be done, and the doctor can be at the bedside viewing the image in 10 seconds.
That's crazy.
Isn't it?
It's crazy. So we've talked to a lot of people in our time here about they're from Macomb, and you're not from Macomb. You told me you're from Chicago. What drew you to Macomb?
So I was interviewing for director's positions, and the organization that brought me here it's B.E. Smith, and B.E. Smith is one of the largest healthcare recruiters in the United States. And the and the recruiter told me, I have a wonderful opportunity, and it's very close to where you are. I said, really? It's close to? Well, I never saw it on Indeed. And she said, no, it's real close to where you are. And then she kind of chuckled, and then she said, well, it's actually in Macomb. So when we finished talking, I Googled the hospital. I saw that it really wasn't very close to Chicago. But I decided to allow everything to take its course. And my first phone interview was with the Vice President of Human Resources and the CEO. And I was very impressed by being interviewed by the CEO on a phone screening call. And that kind of, when they said, well, we like what we heard and we want you to come for an on-site visit, and the rest is history.
Well, before I let you go, we're about done. We're getting ready for the second half here. But I heard through a grapevine that you had a baseball Hall of Fame story?
I do.
Hall of Fame story?
Yes.
What is that all about?
So Sammy Sosa played for the Chicago Cubs, and at that time I was the assistant director for radiology at the University of Chicago. And Sammy Sosa had an episode where it was discovered that his bats were corked, and he had donated these some of his bats to the Hall of Fame. And the Hall of Fame had a exhibit at the museum in Chicago. And the Hall of Fame wanted to make sure that the bats that they had did not have cork. So they called us and they said, "Can we bring the bats over so that you can take an X-ray of the bats to verify if they're corked or not?" So Dr. Barron, who was the chair of the department, contacted me and said, "This is what we're going to do." So at 6:30 a.m., this contingent of very high-level folks entered the medical center. They found us in radiology. We took an X-ray of the bats. The bats did not have cork. Dr. Barron said, "Why don't we take one step beyond?" And we took CT scans of the bats. And no cork was identified.
Might as well done MRIs and everything while you're at it, right?
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for coming and talking to us. And
thank you.
Hopefully you don't have to radiology, any kind of radiology on any more bats.
Absolutely.
We'll be back with the second half right after this.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
Welcome back here. I'm going to turn things over to John Reynolds. We had Coach Vass talking for a few seconds there as we're ready to go with the second half. And John, if you can read my scribbles.
Well, we're going to try.
There is the
stats. We got
stats.
here. I'm going to switch chairs over real quick.
You don't like that chair?
No.
Or you want to be closer to the computer?
Yeah, come on now. Ooh, which one's my water? Thank goodness this one. That's a dangerous game to be betting. All right, here we go. Some halftime stats, of course, unofficial, right? Nolan Hogue with 4 points, and Drew Watson's got 5. So it's been kind of scattered scoring all around, other than Braden Holthouse. He's got 11 points, kind of leading the way for Macomb. And a little bit all around. Connor Upton's got a couple of big threes for Bushnell. It's gotten this crowd back into things. Brock Beekman has 4, and D. Ruffin's got a pair as well. So that headlines the 12 points for Bushnell-Prairie City and 24 for Macomb. Here is
game that was 15-10 ends up on a 9-2 run for the Bombers and allows the Bombers to open things up a little bit. Haven't talked much about the live chat. Hop in there, tell us where you're watching from and who you're cheering from. That's like almost on cue. Zarian Penn fan in the live chat for the Bombers. So get ready to go here. I apologize in advance. I'm on the camera now. I'll turn it over to John.
All right, here we go. Third quarter action between the Bombers and the Spartans. Game 2 of the Spartan Tip-Off Classic here from Bushnell-Prairie City High School here at the Bowl in Bushnell, Illinois. And it's a quick turnover here to start for Bushnell, and Macomb coming the other way and tipped out of bounds. That little fellow over there, and it'll be Bomber basketball here.
Good catch over there on the baseline. Well, maybe not.
And it looks like he's hurting his hand. Ah, that's all right. Yeah, Bomber basketball here. As it's Drew Watson with the basketball up on the left wing.
He's tough. He'll be fine, he says.
Yeah. Didn't hurt. He wants the basketball. Watson going towards Conley now on the outside of the ring. That looks good. It is good.
Sports corner 3 for Malachi Conley.
Malachi Conley has 5 on this night, matches the jersey number on his back. Spartans with the basketball now. It's Palm on the outside. He's working with Watson. A 1 and a 2 going there. Now around the outside for the Spartans. Try and answer back down by 15. Ball inside for the Spartans. It's good. That's number 10. Talon Love adds 2.
He sat most of that first half with 2 fouls. Good to see him getting in some action for BPC.
Yep, and an early bucket for Love, so nice to see that. Hogue with the basketball on the outside. Now Conley.
Both teams did start the same people they had in the first half as starters.
Watson wants 3 and cashes for Drew Watson.
A sports corner 3 for Drew Watson.
D. Ruffin bringing the basketball up for Bushnell-Prairie City. They're down by 16 here. 6:30 to go, third quarter. We just got started here for the back half of this one.
Did you switch the quarter marker?
I did.
You're all over it. Foul on the floor for BPC.
We'll see who this
or for the Bombers, excuse me. Nolan Hogue. Nolan Hogue picks up the foul, his first.
It'll be actually his second foul. Correction on the scores table. Second foul for Nolan Hogue here on the evening. First foul of the second half. Beekman, pull-up jumper, missed it. Rebound to Malachi Conley. The Bombers coming the other way.
Conley gives up 3 or 4 inches to Love, but man, he got up in the air to get that rebound.
And then he lays it up and in for 2. Malachi Conley continues his night. He's got 10. Yeah, let's try 7. There we go. Ooh, can't add. It's getting late.
It's getting late. You're a college kid. Come on now.
32-14. How about this map? 32-14, 18-point lead here. And Talon Love missed the jumper there. It was a good look, just couldn't get the finish. 32-14, Bombers the other way. Holthouse going towards the basket, lay it up, can't get it. He gets his own rebound though. He's gonna go second chance, maybe. No, kick it out to Malachi Conley for 3, it's off. And another third chance bucket now here for Macomb. If you're Bushnell, you wanna box out I want to keep giving up these offensive rebounds to Macomb when you're down double digits here. Conley to the basket, lay it up, and ooh, you are correct. We have a travel. Might have been why that shot was so nice there. He got an extra step in there. So Conley with the traveling violation, and it'll be Bushnell-Prairie City basketball.
I kind of tell when the whistle came that's probably what was going to happen right there.
4 timeouts for the Bombers, 3 for Bushnell-Prairie City. Something to keep an eye on as we get into the ladder after this one. Ball tipped around. It's going to be Bushnell basketball, but quickly stolen away by Malachi Conley, who comes the other way from Macomb. Conley's had the basketball at this end of the court a lot, and there's a 18-foot jump shot up, no good. Rebound tipped 4-foot, and Connor Upton comes with the basketball for the Spartans. They need some offense here. Down 18. Down low to Love, tipped away, stolen by Hogue, who goes to Watson, who's got a wide open court. Lay it up and in for Drew Watson. (34-14) 20-point game. Connor Palm with the basketball now for Bushnell. Upton with a deep 3. It's just off the front iron, no good. He's had a couple of threes tonight. He's been shooting pretty well.
From NBA range.
Yeah. Upton pretty confident, though. Like I said, he's got 2. So Watson going to the basket, lay it up and in for Drew Watson.
Upton is not afraid to shoot. That was a good little hesitation and an up and under move for Watson to get the bucket to fall. 3:35 to go here in the third quarter.
Watson with 11 points unofficially. Palm, lay it up and lay it in off the backboard there for Connor Palm, who adds 2. It's 34-16. 36-16, we'll get that up. There it is.
Counted and a foul. I think Hogue's going to get the bucket. Maybe Holthouse, excuse me.
Yep, Holthouse will.
Nearly a line change coming in for both teams. It is a line change for BPC. 4 of 5, I think, for the Bombers. Actually, it ends up being 3 of. No, it is 4 of 5 for the Bombers and all 5 for the Spartans.
So Ethan McKim is checked into the ball game, as well as number 42 Jackson Groudage into the ball game. Xander Jones, Parker Guppy, and number 40 of Bushnell-Prairie City, Braylon Griffiths, into the basketball game. Free throw is good.
And there completes the line change for the Bombers as well.
So we'll meet the new Bombers on the court, number 22. That is Cooper Hobson back into the ball game. 13, Macon Allison, and number 3, Isaac Leinbach. Martin Polk Jr., number 10. And there's one more out there.
Nick Elby's out there as well.
Elby is your last Bomber. So 2 line changes. Both ways. Number 5, that's a deep shot there, up no good.
Xander Jones.
Rebound to the Bombers, go the other way with Cooper Hobson. Lay it up, lay it in, count it, a foul for Cooper Hobson.
Sorry about that, folks. I was watching instead of watching. Foul on Xander Jones. Basket's good. 2:50 remaining.
Cooper Hobson's first points of the night. He's got a chance for 3 right here, and he gets it.
Old-fashioned three-point play for Hobson. His team is up by 26 now.
Yep, good math right there. Ball tipped around down low, shot up, and it's good for number 42, Jackson Groudage with 2 points. His first of the night. Sparking the Spartan offense, who needs to go on a little bit of a run here. Maybe with a little bit of a chance here with the Bomber starters out. Hobson now around the outside. Get it down low, there to Polk. And back up top, here come the Bombers. Elby now on the wing. Thought about the 3. Hobson, there's Polk on the nice shot there to Elby, but we're gonna have a foul. It's gonna be going against number 42, Jackson Groudage of Bushnell-Prairie City. It'll be his second foul.
Nick Elby's going to go to the free throw line. He's 3 of 4 from the charity stripe in the first half. 2:05 to go here in the third quarter. He'll have a couple free throws coming his way.
And that shot is good for Elby. 4 for 5, 80% from the free throw line. That's pretty good.
Look at those math skills.
Now, what about 4 for 6?
You jinxed him.
67% now?
66.6666.
Round up, 67%. Sure Nick Elby wants you to round up there. Sure he'd want you to. I'd want him to round up. If
Jackson Groudage is going to go to the free throw line. I know I would too. I need all the help I can get. Foul is on number 3, Linebach.
Yeah.
Groudage shooting a couple free throws.
His first. Groudage will miss the first. He's got a couple of points tonight. Minute 55 to go here, third quarter from Bushnell-Prairie City High School.
And he crossed early that time.
Yep. Lane, yep.
It did go in, but he crossed the line early. Linebach will bring it up the floor.
3-2 in the foul department here in this third quarter. Bombers with the basketball. Hobson. Out of Polk, now outside. And beautiful pass there, and we're gonna have a foul before the shot. And let's see who this is gonna be on. It's on the floor. It'll stay here. It'll be a Bushnell foul. This will go against
Parker Guppy.
Yep. That's Parker Guppy's third foul of the evening. 3 ball coming from Macomb. It's good to match the number on his back. It's number 3, Isaac Linebach, who will find his first 3 of the night. And his first points of the night, the Bombers lead at 46-18. Spartans trying to get something going here offensively. Around the outside, now to Jones on the left wing.
Down low to Groudage. Well,
Put it up. Hey, Jackson Groudage adds 2 more.
He's been working hard down in the post.
Nice night for Groudage. Another 3 ball for Linebach, up no good. Rebound, fought for, and there's going to be that's just an unfortunate blocking foul there coming to number 23, Nick Elby.
Yeah, he was there, he turned around, and nothing he could do about it. He tried.
A bad spot there for Elby, picks up that foul. It's only his second foul of the evening.
He tried as best he could to try to avoid contact, just couldn't get off.
Elby will work with Groudage down low, so we'll keep an eye on that matchup. That ball tipped away, and it'll be back to the Bombers as Cooper Hobson comes away with that one. Final 30 seconds here this third quarter. Linebach out to the outside there for Allison. Hobson working with McKim down low. Elby shot up, it's no good. Hit the side of the backboard there. Spartan basketball with 13 seconds, now 10. 10 seconds, we'll see what the Spartans have drawn up. Double screen there, McKim, 4 seconds, puts it up. Shot is up, no good, and no foul at the end of the quarter. And at the end of 3, the Bombers lead at 46-20. We'll step away for a quick break and be back for fourth quarter action between the Bombers and Spartans here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I chose MDH. We moved here, and I was researching different places that would allow me to VBAC, have a vaginal birth after C-section, and the doctors here do encourage that, and so I chose that after looking online, and I wouldn't want to deliver anywhere else because they all go above and beyond, and they're so kind and actually care about you. There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available, so with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
Welcome back to Bushnell-Prairie City High School. Fourth quarter, final 8 minutes of this one between the Bombers and Spartans. Night number 1 and game number 2 of the Spartan Tip-Off Classic. Always a favorite here in Western Illinois for some boys basketball before the Thanksgiving holiday later this week. Nice find there. Martin Polk Jr. is going to add 2 to his night. Down low. 3 ball for Upton, up no good.
Oof, looked like a little bit of a push there, maybe.
Yep, no foul down there, and it's a turnover there by 13 Linebacker. Or actually, that was Allison, excuse me. Tony Graybill in the chat saying, come on, Spartans, 54. Mom cheering you on from home, so Christian Graybill. So love for the Spartans in the chat. And timeout is going to be taken by Coach Snyder. Here it will be a full timeout. We'll keep it right here, though. Listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH and M&B Furniture. Bushnell's only furniture store. M&B Furniture is a mainstay in the community and offers free delivery within 40 miles. For everything you need to furnish your new home or replenish an old one, stop and see the fine folks at 481 West Main Street, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or the web at www.mnbfurniturinc.com. And you can also call at 309-772-2111. And also by Sports Corner at 124. Macomb's original local sports bar is Sports Corner at 124 with a focus on local sports. Catch WIU games and all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcasts at Sports Corner at 124, all while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi, of course, at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb.
So BPC going to have the basketball after taking that timeout, and they might have gotten that timeout just before a turnover, actually.
Yep.
So.
Good timeout there by Coach Schneider. 4-2 in the timeout, so Macomb with 4 and Bushnell down to 2 now. Ball turned around. It is Spartans with the basketball. Palm for 3. It's up no good, and we got a foul away from the basketball. This will be against Bushnell.
D. Ruffin going to pick up the foul.
Yep. It'll be foul number 2 for him. It is the first foul for the Spartans here in this fourth quarter.
Brock Beekman checking back in for BPC. There's a few starters on the floor for the Spartans. Talon Love, Beekman, Palm, and Upton are all starters.
Colin Adams has checked into the ballgame for Macomb. He wears number 20. There you see him on the left wing.
If the Bombers are to score here, it would be a running clock.
Something to keep an eye on, think about here. Polk with it on the elbow. Ball tipped around, stolen by BPC. It's Connor Upton who gets a bounce pass there to Palm, who misses the layup, but Brock Beekman says, I got your back, and he lays it up and in. So Beekman, 48-22 now. 3 ball up, no good from Allison. Polk with the second chance bucket, though, for Macomb. Martin Polk Jr. with 2 more.
He's got 4 now, doesn't he, off the bench?
Yep.
Upton's going to loft up a triple. It's off no good.
That one just rattled in and out there for Upton. Tough luck. He's had a couple of threes, though, tonight. Adams wants 3, and it's up no good. Ball saved inbounds. Good hustle there. And a ball out of bounds, and it'll be Bushnell basketball here.
Elby had the rebound, tried to put the ball down hard to get the bounce back up. And
24, Ryan Adler will check into the ball game for Bushnell.
Number 24 for the Bombers, and number 40.
This is a Ryan Penn will check into the ball game. As well as
number 40.
Number 24, Daniel Taylor into the ball game for Macomb. 50-22. It's a 28-point game, no running clock. Beekman to the basket. That was a nice shot there. Just couldn't finish. Beekman went through a few defenders, and it'll be back to Macomb. Penn for three. It's up no good. Rebound fought for on the floor, and it'll be Spartan basketball.
Griffiths knocked that away from Polk.
Yeah, Polk initially had the rebound, but Beekman for three. It's up no good. Rebound fought for Bushnell with the offensive board.
Adler came down with it. Palm, and then Linebach's going to be called for a foul, and I thought Palm might have stepped out of bounds right there.
I thought so too, but it looks like they got the foul before the out of bounds, so it'll be a foul there on Linebach, number 2 for him. Beekman inbound there to Palm. He's going towards the basket. Can't get it to fall. Tipped around. There's Beekman. They come away with it, and the Spartans with another offensive possession here. Palm up no good, but could say maybe a little bit of a pass there. Around the
I don't think that was a pass.
Just trying to help the kid out here. Palm, he's got a 3 tonight. I thought he did. I guess not. It'll be Bomber basketball, 50-22. So Ryan Penn.
4:35 remaining.
Taylor loses it there on the pass from Adams.
Yeah, it was a hot shot from about 2 feet away. A couple subs coming in for BPC, Xander Jones and number 5 and number 11.
Isaac House will check into the ball game for the Bombers. He wears number 42.
And number 11 for BPC.
Number 11 for BPC be Mark Schmidt. 13 back into the ball game. That's Macon Allison. He'll check in for Martin Polk Jr., who's had a nice night. He's 4 points off the bench. He's played pretty well. So Jones will bring things up for BPC. They're down by 28. Swinging across to the corner now for Bushnell. Now down low. Met by a Bomber defender. That's Adams. Spartans on the outside. Jones needs help. Going to get it to somebody. Swing across court. And now set it back up. Schmidt. Kick it out. Down low. Nothing going. Going to go out for 3 for Xander Jones. It's up no good. Rebound on the floor. And I think Macomb's going to come away with it. It's Macon Allison. Who's got the rebound? Adams. Swing across court, tipped and stolen away. That was Spartan defender number 20.
Reimolds.
Yep, Reese Reimolds. I was looking at the wrong side there. And Xander Jones, nothing there. Fast break points for Macomb. Yes, number 42 of Macomb. Isaac House adds 2. Isaac House takes it to the house. It's more of a football thing, right?
Clock will keep running now.
Take it to the house? That's more of a football thing, don't you think, probably?
Yeah, sort of.
That foul is going to be Daniel Taylor.
Checking in is number 30 for the Bombers.
Number 30 is worn by Jerion Petty.
Adler can't finish. And on the floor, timeout charge to BPC as Jones is on the floor with it. Going to be a jump ball if he hadn't called the timeout. So he takes the timeout with 2:52 remaining. 52-22 is the score. We'll do some live reads here for you folks at home. Go to BPC's one.
Yep, that's where I'm at. All right. JoJo's Gaming Parlor. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH. Events live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell, and cheer those Spartans on to victory. And also by Raritan State Bank. Raritan State Bank's Bushnell's branch, located on 360 South Green Street in Bushnell, offers full-service banking and loan services for all your banking needs. Come visit the bank of friendly service or call them at 309-772-2345. Good luck, Spartans. Raritan State Bank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
New player in for the Spartans, number 54. You tell me who number 54 is. 3 on the way.
Number 54, Christian Graybill, is checking into the ball game. So Graybill in. I know Tony Graybill in the chat. Mom cheering on from home, so Graybill in the basketball game here, 2:20 to go in this fourth quarter. Macon Allison with the basketball. They'll work it up top. Bombers working here. They are up by 30, so there's that continuous clock. 3 ball up and no good. Rebound fought for. It's Macomb basketball. Dribbling baseline, blocking foul here against Bushnell. That's going to go on number 40. That is going to be on Griffiths. Be foul number 1 for him.
.145 clock running left in the game. Adams checks back in. Allison takes a seat for the Bombers.
And another foul here.
Graybill's going to get himself in the scorebook the unwanted way with a foul. Nope, they're not calling it on him.
Let's see who that was against.
Adler's going to pick up the foul.
Yep, that was Adler's first foul. First shot is up and good there for number 30 of Macomb. That's Jerron Petty.
Number 40.
Ooh, number 40. Yes, that is correct. That is Ryan Petty.
Penn misses the second.
Yep,
50 seconds left.
So Penn with the bucket. Bombers lead it by 31. Quick to the basket there. That's number 20 of Bushnell. That's Reese Reynolds. 30 seconds left here in this one. 53-24. To the basket, up no good. Second chance, no. Third chance, no. Fought for. Are we going to have a fourth chance? Yes, we will. As Penn brings it back out and wants 3, and it's up no good. And Bushnell comes away with the basketball. That's Griffiths on the rebound.
10 seconds left.
Griffiths working baseline, and Adams. 3 ball for Bushnell, up no good. That was Adler, and that's the end of this one. The Bombers take care of business against the Bushnell-Prairie City and win 53-24. We'll be back with some unofficial stats right after this. You're listening to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MD8.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
Welcome back to Bushnell-Prairie City High School. Again, the final here, the Bombers taking care of business against the Bushnell-Prairie City Spartans, the hosts of this tournament. 53-24, your final score. Some unofficial stats for you for the victorious Macomb Bombers. Leading the way with 10 points was number 1, Drew Watson. A close second there, Malachi Conley had 7, along with various other scorers such as Nick Elby, who had 4 points, and as well as Martin Polk Jr. had nice 4 points off the bench late there for Macomb. As for Bushnell-Prairie City, a couple of scattered scoring as well. Connor Upton had 6 points and a couple of big threes. Brock Beekman had 6 as well to tie the lead scorer there. Talon Love had a pair, as well as D. Ruffin and Reese Reynolds, and Jackson Groudage had 4 as well for Bushnell-Prairie City. So 53-24, your final, and night number 1 of the Bushnell-Prairie City Spartan Classic tip-off Classic. All done here from Bushnell. We'll have all the other games throughout the week. Of course, take Thanksgiving off for the holiday, and then we'll be right back here
It'll be Brandon and Chris here tomorrow night. John and I will actually be in Macomb doing Macomb Bomber girls basketball against Mercer County.
Yep. Got to call some of the girls for Macomb's games over there this past Saturday, the Lady Bomber Classic, and Macomb got to play a couple of games that Saturday. Looked pretty good, so we'll get them tomorrow
Lady
night.
Bomber pre-Thanksgiving extravaganza.
Ooh, sorry. I used to be the Lady Bomber Classic when I used to.
That's what the guide said.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I was
pre-Thanksgiving Classic or pre-Thanksgiving
honestly,
extravaganza.
If you're asking me, I'd be taking the extravaganza. That sounds pretty cool.
That makes it sound a lot better, doesn't it? That's kind of what I was thinking. I mean, if you're going to go big.
But always a good time to be there. We'll be at Washington Street Gym tomorrow night, so.
Yeah, the extravaganza, of course, at the high school, but will be the rest of their games. I think all of them will be at the Washington Street Gym, which is a great facility.
Yeah, wrestling event tomorrow night at MHS. So.
Yes, there is.
So that'll be part of the reason there why. But watching from Charleston, Illinois, Dante Drake hopping into the chat here right at the end. Chucktown, I remember Dante was in the stream on Saturday. So.
Yeah, Dante watches a lot of our games. I appreciate you hopping in, Dante. He started watching a couple years ago, or maybe a couple years ago, I think it was, on one of our sectional broadcasts, if I remember correctly, and he's been a fan ever since, so we appreciate that greatly. Hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of basketball. Wasn't first couple games of the year kind of looked like the first couple games of the year for these teams tonight.
Always do. Basketball is, especially with a lot of young players, it can be tough right at the beginning of the season. You're finding that mesh for everybody coming together, who's going to play well, who's going to play well in the rotations that different coaches are trying to figure out here. And coming to play in the Spartan Tip-Off Classic, playing a lot of these big schools is always good for Bushnell, West Prairie as well.
You know what? I think that tonight we'll let the coaches off the hook.
All right.
What do you think about that?
We'll do that. We'll get out of everybody's way and be back for some Bushnell Spartan Tip-Off Classic tomorrow night here from Bushnell-Prairie City High School. I've been John Reynolds alongside Dwayne Hulett, and we thank you for tuning in here to the Spartan Tip-Off Classic on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
It is back, Drake. Dante Drake, you are correct. It is back. Basketball season's here. Ready or not, here we go. We'll be live from a couple locations again tomorrow night. See you.